Hi everyone, welcome to Takeaway with Avenue 88, where we share insights about the real estate market. I'm Benny.
I'm Jackie.
I'm Jason.
I'm Chantel.
So today is our new launch review session once again, and we are going to share about this project, which is highly anticipated in the Lentor Central area, Lentor Central Residences.
That's
right.
So as usual, towards the end of our podcast, we will also give our personal opinions and whether we will place a check or not. So watch till the end. So before we start, we would like to thank everyone for supporting our channel and liking our videos and sharing with your friends and family.
Yes, remember to subscribe.
Yes, thank you very much. So to kick things off, I would like to share more about the facts and details about this project, Lentor Central Residences. So this project is going to occupy close to 158,000 square feet of land. And this is actually the number 6 project to be launched in this Lentor township. Can you all guess which are the projects that are already launched so far?
Lentoria.
Lentor Modern. Yeah, we didn't say the same one. Lentor Modern.
Lentor Modern, Lentor Mansion. 2 more.
Hillock Green.
Hillock Green, yes. And the last one, Lentor Hill Residences. So this is the number 6 one.
All Lentor except for Hillock Green. Never
Yes.
put the word Lentor.
Yes, with the name inside.
Is it
Interesting.
because from a different developer? Or we will go to...
Yeah, it's a
I think so.
Yeah,
I think
correct,
so.
correct.
I think so.
Yeah.
So of course, this is a 99 years leasehold project. 2 blocks occupying, 2 blocks with 28 and 27 stories with a combined number of units of 477. So consider a mid-sized project. And there's a childcare center within the condo itself. 2 levels of basement parking for residents. I'm looking at the condo facilities and I think that it's quite good. 50-meter infinity edge pool. There's a 25-meter lap pool as well. Visual pool, gym, the usual barbecue pit, sky terrace, communal facilities.
No
For
tennis court, right?
No tennis court.
No tennis court.
For the clubhouse itself, it has a library, a gym, games room, garden lounge, and also function room. So for unit type variation, there's 1 bedroom, 2 bedrooms, 2 plus study, 3 bedrooms, and 4 bedrooms. The expected completion and handing over of keys is probably later part of 2028. And we're expecting preview to start later this month already. I think it's on the
very soon.
22nd of February.
Yeah.
Then the launch date is on the 3rd of March.
Coming real soon.
Correct. So to share with us more about this developer, which is actually kind of occupying a lot of the Lentor township, Jason.
All right, Ken. So let's talk about our developer itself, GuocoLand. So definitely a very famous developer, easily top 5 in Singapore. They are very experienced in residential, also in commercial, like hotels. They even manage REITs. So
Yeah.
anyone tell me just a few projects that GuocoLand is managing?
Chiltern Park.
I didn't know, sorry.
I need to check that. Really?
I think it's Chiltern Park.
Wow, okay.
Bishan Point.
I wanted
Point.
to say
Okay.
Century Green.
Well, you're all talking about the
Non-mainstream.
Well, this really shows that we are very into this market very long already. Okay, how about the newer ones?
Okay,
The recent one.
Warlick Residences.
Warlick
Yeah,
is
Warlick.
one of them. Mayor Mansion,
Midtown Bay.
Midtown Bay,
Midtown Modern.
Midtown Modern. Yes, and one
Marty Modern.
Martin
Modern.
Martin Modern.
Martin Modern.
Yes,
Midtown
Martin
Modern
Modern.
is yes,
Bugis.
it's at
Bugis,
that's
Bugis.
one.
Yeah.
Right. So that's very right. So okay, buyers may not know about this, right? But we agents know that actually GuocoLand is doing their 5th project out of 6 projects over there. So it's like they are already being people are already calling them the king of Lentor area. They are kind of monopolizing the land bits
Yeah.
over there and building projects over there. So just go into some facts of the other projects around there. So Lentor Modern is already fully sold, was launched 2.5 years ago, and that was where Guoco gained its first mover advantage over there. And together with the mall, Lentor Mansion Mall, which actually is a mixed residential development part of Lentor Modern. So and it's expected to ready in 2026, which is almost 50% of the units leased out already. So that's pretty
That's quite
impressive.
soon.
Oh,
Shows
that's
how
fast.
popular the mall will go.
That's
it's gonna
correct,
be
because
also.
I think it's a new township, so I think tenants would like to have their presence over there to actually serve the residents over there.
That's right.
Then we have Lentor Hill Residences and Lentor Mansions, which is about 99% sold, Lentoria, which is 70% sold, and Hillock Green, which is 85% sold, and that is the only development not under GuocoLand. So to begin with, the sales figures of these projects already show that wow, this developer is really trustworthy, it's a solid developer, and if this popularity goes on, I think the sales figures will follow suit for Lentor Central Residences also. So, okay, the interesting thing is that we often talk about a developer not reducing prices, withholding prices, which leads to price preservation. But for here in Lentor area with GuocoLand's present here, right, I think it's a different level of playing field. Because Guoco wouldn't want any of their developments to reduce price. So that because they don't want to have a price war against each other. So what they're trying to do is actually to complement each other rather than to compete each other, so that there will not be any price war and it maintains the price preservation for the developments there, and especially for Lentor Central Residences, in case buyers are worried about any price drop or whatsoever down the road. So also this is not Guoco's first foray into monopolizing the area. We have seen this in Bugis area,
Yeah.
where there's Midtown Modern, Midtown Bay, which is in between. You have Guoco Midtown. So I think this kind of like Guoco's specialty in this area, and we don't really see this much in Singapore, where have developers coming together in the few lands around the area.
I think the other one that I can think of is the Floral Road, that side.
Floral.
Keppel.
Hong Leong.
Yeah.
Hong Leong.
Keppel,
And then all the
Keppel,
different
Keppel, yes,
Keppel
correct.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Keppel have it in
Caribbean,
Reflection.
Keppel Bay,
Reflections,
Reflections.
Caribbean.
So interesting. So it's also said that Guoco will continue to bid for the future lands, because there's 4 other lands in the area. So if Guoco really wants to maintain its king of Lentor in the area, I wouldn't be surprised if they will continue to bid for land. But what do you think? Will Guoco do that?
High chance if I'm Guoco, I will continue.
I think so, because so far their project already launched there are doing very well.
Yup.
So there's confidence for themselves
And
as the developer.
For sure, I'm
yeah.
sure they want to like continue the pricing strategy.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
That's
And I
correct.
think it could be good, right? Because if there's some form of consistency in style, then the entire township will also look
Oh,
quite
yeah.
nice.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. And I actually read this in one of the article that is what Guoco wants to do. So in fact, they mentioned that their philosophy of uplifting neighborhoods in the area to
Yeah.
make this township very consistent, very nice for everyone to mingle around with each other. So in summary, for me, a well-known and trustworthy developer to build a solid project with a good strategy, with an end goal in mind to have price preservation for its buyers.
So I'll share with everyone more about this location itself. So as mentioned earlier, this is in District 16 of Lentor Central. It's actually right smack around this area of Yio Chu Kang, Ang Mo Kio, Thomson, and also the very famous Teachers Estate, which is the landed cluster.
Yeah.
Landed
So
area.
for shopping, the nearest, of course, is the yet to be ready, but I think it's highly anticipated also, the Lentor Central Mall. So there are already anchor tenants coming in like CS Fresh, which is going to occupy about 12,000 square feet of space. Then there's also a very big space for preschool, child first preschool. So far, what we are looking at the information here, 10,000 square feet of space.
Wow.
So in terms of amenities, I think this mall itself is able to meet most of the requirements for residents around there. But if you like to travel out, I think the nearest you can go to is also Ang Mo Kio Central, where there's Ang Mo Kio Hub, there's Thomson Plaza, there's Junction 8 also. Few minutes drive, and for Ang Mo Kio, you can actually take a train down, then maybe just walk or take a bus. And it's about 6 to 7 minutes walk to Lentor MRT, which is the Thomson East Coast Line. And this is
Not too
about
far away.
this is about 400 meters in distance away. Connects you straight to Orchard and also to CBD within minutes. And also you can get to East Coast and also to Woodlands if you are traveling to JB once again.
Yeah. So can just bring passport and then take the train to
Yeah, correct. So
Woodlands.
it's direct. And for parks and nature, those who love parks, nature, the greens, you of course get Lentor Hillock Park in the middle of
Yeah.
this whole area itself. You can actually go to Thomson Nature Park and the bigger areas like Lower Pierce Reservoirs and Lower Seletar Reservoir. In terms of schools, it's 1 kilometer away from Anderson Primary, but I think the downside is that it's not within 1 kilometer from CHIJ St. Nicholas Girls, but it's still within 2 km. The other schools we have are Mayflower Secondary, Ang Mo Kio Primary and Secondary, Presbyterian High. The higher education, tertiary, we have Anderson Serangoon JC and also Nanyang Polytechnic. So for young parents, there are actually quite a few childcare centers around, and actually some of the developments they are already building and yet to be launched there already have childcare centers within, and also the big one that I mentioned earlier. If you want to look further, Thomson area, there are also childcare centers around. So my personal thoughts about this location, that it is a fantastic spot because it actually there's no lack of amenities, and it actually ticks most of the items on the checklist if you are looking for a very good location. It's well connected to public transport options, you get your services, you go to clinics, there's wet markets all around. So I'm very interested to see the transformation of this whole Lentor area within this new township and see
Agree.
how it is going to perform in years to come. So Chantel probably can let us know about the price for this project.
That's right. So currently there's no official price release at the point of our recording. But before I go into the details of pricing, right, I just like to set some context on how I think the developer will price the property. Yeah. So actually, Lentor Central Residences is one of the last plot that is closer to the MRT station. Because if you see how Lentor area is being built, right, that they call it the turtle shell. In the middle, right, there is the hillock part.
The shell itself.
Yeah, hillock part is the middle.
Yeah.
And then, right, there is like little portions, right, all around this turtle shell.
Yes.
So actually, where Lentor Central Residences is located at, right, it is the part of the turtle shell that is closer to MRT station. So one of the last one already.
So if I look at the map itself, Lentor Modern, of course, is on top of the mall and MRT station. The next closest is actually Hillock Green, followed by Lentor Hill Residences. And the third one that's closer to the MRT is actually this project that we are talking about right now, Lentor Central Residences.
Correct, that's right. So with that in mind, right, given that it is near to the MRT station, then I think likely developer might not price it that cheap because of this convenience. So this is like one portion of it, right? But the other portion is that the Lentor area has also historically attract a lot of HDB upgraders and also first-time buyers because of the price point. So I think likely a developer will also have to bear that in mind if they want to keep their sales good. Yeah. So with that, right, so let's just keep this thought bubble, right? Let's go into the price of which developer get Lentor Central Residences. So interestingly, right, the land purchase price is one of the lowest compared to launches during this season. So means that if you were to compare it to, like, say, the Ori or Parktown, right, like all these that's being launched during this period, right, actually Lentor Central Residences is purchased at a relatively lower price, about $982 per plot ratio.
Below 1,000.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So if we were to factor the cost and developer margin, right, then the projected average per square foot should be between the range of 2,200 to 2,300 per square foot. So with this price, right, it is actually somewhat close to the median price of Lentor Mansion. Yeah, so something interesting lah. But whether developer will really go with this price, then we really have to watch it, right? So in terms of the price projection, I will be using Hillock Green, which is the project right next to Lentor Central Residences, and also Lentor Mansion, right, which is also nearby and is also a harmonized project, right, as a gauge. So caveat, since there is no official price, this is like my guess and my speculation. Yeah, it's not official pricing. Yes, my guesstimation. So let's see if it aligns when the pricing is out.
I mean, it's not really based on guessing. It's based on their land
It's a
purchase
smart,
price.
correct.
Yeah,
All
my
these things.
guesstimate.
Into consideration.
Yes,
It's quite detailed.
Yes, exactly. So okay, so now let's look at Hillock Green, right? So in terms of the transacted prices, we can see that the one bedroom types, which is about 517 square feet, those units over there are being transacted between 1.08 mil to 1.32 mil. So that's one bedroom. Their two bedroom are sold between 1.4 mil to 1.6 mil. Three bedroom is between 1.79 mil to 2.6 mil. And then four bedroom is between 2.2 mil to 3 mil. Actually, 2.2 mil really attractive for four bedroom. Like, I think they're first movers.
Indeed.
Yeah. So okay, Lentor Mansion launched later than Hillock Green, and I think it's 100% sold already, right?
Hillock Green.
No. Lentor Mansion.
Yes. Oh, Lentor Mansion, yes.
Yeah. So Lentor Mansion,
99.
right? 99. Oh yeah. Correct.
Almost.
So okay, Lentor
99.
Mansion, right? Two bedroom units. Okay, so they don't have one bedroom. So their two bedroom units are sold between 1.13 mil to 1.57 mil. So 1.13 mil are the smaller sizes one, about 527 square feet. Yeah. So for three bedroom units, right, it's sold between 1.7 mil to 2.42 mil. So same thing. It's 1.7 mil, right? Because those three bedroom are 786 square feet. So the really compact ones. Yeah. And then for four bedroom wise, it's actually from 2.6 mil to 2.9 mil. And it's about 1,200 square feet. And then five bedrooms, 3.2 mil to 3.54 mil. So registering all these numbers, right? So here is my guesstimation for Lentor Central Residences. Are you all ready?
Yes, let's go.
All right, okay.
Show us the numbers.
Show us the money.
Okay, so for one bedroom, right, the size is quite a sweet spot size, 463 square feet. Why I say so, right, is because with this size, right, the quantum can be quite attractive, I feel. I think with this size, likely developer can price their one bedroom maybe in the slightly more than 1 mil kind of range. So I'm expecting maybe 1.05 mil onwards. So probably the range of 1.05 mil to 1.3 mil. Yeah, so I think this is quite attractive because right now in the market, right, we can't really find something that is within walking distance in this type of price range. So let's say if there is any unit that is, I would say, below 1.2 mil, right, I can expect them to sell pretty well. Yeah. So
Bite size.
Exactly. So in terms of two bedroom, right, the sizes is between 678 square feet to 700 497 square feet. So with this size, right, because of the size, I believe the pricing should be from 1.5 mil onwards.
Okay.
Likely. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
makes sense.
if there's anything that is below 1.5 mil, for this size,
Just
I think it's
grab
quite
it.
a steal. Yes, just grab it. Yeah, just grab it. Yeah. So for their 3-bedroom, the size is between 915 square feet to 1,076 square feet. So I observe that it's also kind of like the larger size type lah. So with that, right, likely I think the price should be from 2 mil onwards. But of course, once again, if there's anything between 1.8 to 1.9, I think those will also go quite well. So
Yeah. Take my check.
yeah. So for their 4 bedrooms, right, it's between 1,184 square feet to 1,309 square feet. So I think for a size like that, likely we'll be looking at maybe from 2.5 mil onwards, I think. Yeah, so once again, anything 2.2 to 2.4, if you see it, it is Hillock Green last time price.
Grab
so
it.
you should go for it. Yeah. So in terms of pricing, I think this will be my guesstimation. And I just want to end off this pricing part, right, with this interesting note. So like I think for buyers, if you are looking to buy into this project, right, the good thing is that for this area, you have a lot of precedence. So right, it's actually very useful for you to gauge your entry price, like to see whether it is like if you're buying like from a safe price. So to me, I see that as a benefit. So always remember to really check back on the transactor prices before you book your unit. Yeah.
Agree.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Jackie, now.
Yeah. Then I will share on the growth story. So I think the number one question about Lentor area or like Lentor Central is that is there oversupply in this location? Right?
Because like you already have 5. This is the 6th launch.
Yeah,
already.
exactly.
Yeah.
This is the 6th launch, and then there are 4 more plots to go. So according like to the news and all, we can see that actually the target number of units is about 5,000 to 5,005
Yeah.
residential units
Yeah.
over there. So right now if we include Lentor Central, it's about 2,009 something. So actually we are at the midpoint, so to speak.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So what do you all think? Will it constitute like the oversupply in the location?
I mean, just looking at the numbers look big lah.
Yes.
So if I look at the numbers, yes, I would say that the supply is huge.
Yeah. Agree.
But-
But big is always a relative amount.
Yeah,
because like,
exactly.
like
Correct.
Treasures has a lot of units.
Exactly.
In one condo already
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah.
So you got to
So-
see what you're comparing with also.
Exactly. So if we bring
Exactly.
Treasure into the picture, so Treasure at Tampines is about 2,200 plus units in total.
So almost the land.
Yeah.
All the projects in
All
Lentor.
the projects launch.
Exactly. So
The whole turtle shell.
yeah. So back then when it was first launched, everyone also said that wow, crazy lah, why you buy there? You know, there will be a lot of rental competition. Sellers also may face competition when they sell because against all the different neighbors.
Yeah.
But looking at Treasures at Tampines in terms of transactions, right? So up till date, there is about almost 500 transactions now, 490 something. And out of these 490 something, there's only one unprofitable transaction. Yeah, only one. And that one person, right, the owner actually bought and sold within 1 year itself. Less than 1 year. So I think this one is
Something
Outlier.
unique.
outlier.
Something
It's very
different.
unique. Then
There's
must be
seller stamp
some-
duty also.
Exactly, who
Yeah.
will sell it at this price and then sell at a loss at this. So we can put this transaction aside.
Okay.
Then for the rest of 490 something transactions, right, all are profitable, and the highest profit is almost 1 million, 900 plus thousand. Wow, that so if you ask, I mean, if you tell me like now, I mean, oversupply will it cause like unprofitable transaction? I think it's really relative lah. Look at Treasures and then how it has proven that actually big numbers doesn't mean that it's no good. Yeah, so I feel actually right now if you look back at Lentor Central, still actually supply I think is still quite okay. Doesn't mean that big numbers means it won't perform well. And looking back at the past, the previous 5 projects which were launched, actually they have been doing quite well. One was fully sold.
Yeah.
2 are at 99%.
99%.
Yeah.
The 4th one is about 80 plus, and then
85.
the least one is about 70 something.
It's all
right?
above
So quite good
50%.
already.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Correct,
So
correct.
if you ask me, is there demand in this location? Definitely, I feel there is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and also looking at Lentor, why do we see like so many people buying into this Lentor location, right? So let's take a look like the next nearest closest launch or like the resale project will be Carol's, which is just across the road, outside of the turtle shell. So Carol's actually was launched like almost 20 years ago. So in that sense, actually over there, there's a lot of low supply in that location. And
Pent-up
if-
demand. Yeah, we talked about
Exactly,
this before.
pent-up demand. So if we look at a bigger picture, like around Ang Mo Kio area, the two newest actually will be Panorama and also the AMO.
Also 100% sold.
Yeah, also 100% sold back then. So in a way, actually, there's a very strong demand or like not enough supply in that location until the transformation of this Lentor area. So if you ask me in the overall picture, is there like oversupply, will it cause like issues or the pricing issue? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also look back, like now this is only the 6th plot, right? Total targeted, I think there are 10.
And then
they
four
will,
more expected to
yeah,
come.
four more expected to come. And then with Guoco as the market leader in the location, right? Likelihood they will continue their same strategy and then continue to beat the land. So in a way, actually, you as a end consumer or the buyer, if you have someone as the market leader coming in so strong and you know that they will not price it lower than the previous project. So I feel personally, I feel that actually the buying into it, you won't really lose money. Okay, the chance of winning is higher
Yeah.
in that sense.
And I also kind of like, I feel that like I think most of the people who are buying to the Lentor area, actually most of them probably is buying for own stay.
Yeah.
More of the own stay profile type, right? So usually with own stay, right, because the next time they want to buy into another place, right, they probably want to upgrade. So the likelihood of people wanting to sell at a loss is also lower. So I feel that maybe that also can help in safeguarding the
Definitely.
pricing. So I
Definitely.
mean, just now when you were sharing, I just suddenly thought of that. So I thought we can add that in.
Yeah.
So if I pose this question to you all right now, since the market right now is bullish, and we talk about this, if the government this year do decide to come up with or implement new cooling measures,
Yes.
how do you all think the performance and outcome will be for this Lentor area moving forward?
Maybe I go first.
Yes.
Okay, so I think if we look back at the previous cooling measures, how it was implemented and how the market reacted to it, right, is that you go see that the transaction volume will stay stagnant or lower down for a while. Then after maybe 3 to 6 months, then the whole market will start to pick up again. Yeah. Because I feel end of the day, we still have a lot of first time buyers or like people buying not just for investment, it's really for own stay. So in a way, actually, will they really just because of the BSD is higher or like the LTV is lower, then they will not buy, they will still buy because end of the day they still need to form a family, they still need to get married and
Home
have
ownership.
children. Yeah,
Shelter
exactly.
over the head.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So like when Jackie was sharing, right, I actually have the mental image, right, of the property price growth trend in my head, like the chart. So like if we can find the chart, then we can show it.
Yeah.
So basically, right, if we were to notice the trend of the chart, right, usually like price growth go a lot, go up. Then cooling measure come, then the price go stagnant, then straight line like that, or like go
Dip
down
a
a
bit.
bit, dip a bit.
Yeah.
Then after a while, it will go up. Then
Yes.
after that cooling measure, then it will like dip. So like there is this you can see this line of going up, maybe straight and then go up again, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes the way I look at cooling measures, right, I think it's a bit like a vaccine. Like sometimes because when maybe the property market not so healthy, then right the government pump a vaccine in. Then at first the injection is painful, then everyone feel it very painful. But usually cooling measure is oftentimes is introduced when like the property growth price, right, actually is faster than maybe income growth. So it's not sustainable already.
Yes,
So
yes.
that's why there's cooling measure. So but usually with those measures in place, right, it helps people to be more prudent in their purchase.
Agree.
And that means that everybody who oftentimes enter into the market post cooling measure usually has stronger holding power as well.
Yeah.
So that's why we see a trend that
More
actually
prudent in the financing. and
Exactly.
all. Yeah.
So like thereafter you will see like lesser or fire sale or like big drop in prices, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's why I think cooling measure maybe would slow things the growth down
Yes.
quite a bit lah.
Yeah.
But then I think overall it's healthy for the market lah. So I think for
Definitely.
people who are looking to buy with like those 5-10 years that kind of horizon
frame,
one,
yeah.
right? Actually is still quite healthy. But of course I think the key thing is to note entry price, very important. Like I think the same person like two different person can buy the same project but then they have very different outcome. So at the end of the day it is the entry price. Yeah.
I
Okay.
totally agree.
So today we have come to the last segment of our podcast. So whether you'll place a check or not for Lentor Central Residences. Jackie, you want to start off first?
Okay.
Finding the
af-
check.
after seeing like all the growth story and all, and frankly speaking, I can foresee myself like staying at Lentor area because of the amenities, the new MRT station, and then what childcare, everything. So I feel if you're buying for own stay, definitely I think can place down a check. For investment wise, I think also like what Chantal mentioned, we need to see what is the end of the day, what is the launch price. So for me, I will put a check first. Yeah.
Right. So for me, to be very honest, I'm a bit skeptical about this. Considering the fact that although I do agree with what Jackie mentioned about supply and demand, I'm a bit skeptical because there's quite a fair bit of projects over there. There's currently 6. There's 4 more to go. Although they are not going to TOP in the same period of time, but you do see a oversurge of units. People coming into want to resell. And also for investors, you know that for the 1-bedroom ones, you get a lot of units there. Then we will oversupply for units for rent. And we are not seeing very healthy, strong MOP HDBs around the area. There's only one cluster, which is about 400 plus units.
Yeah.
And you don't have a lot of HDBs around the area to kind of like drive buyers to move over there.
The exit strategy, right?
Right. So because my check is precious, I'm going to sit out on this one for Lentor.
I thought
Chantal?
you're placing it.
Yeah,
What
bro.
about you, Chantal?
Okay, so for me, right, I mean the short answer is yes, right? Because I think Lentor itself does have a lot of attractive attributes, yeah. But for me, the key thing is really the entry price, So it has to be a safe entry price because actually the trend that I noticed in Lentor is that within the same project itself, some of the same unit type, sometimes the price might have quite a big gap. So I think if it is like a safe entry price, right, then I would say that yes, can put down check. Yeah, so to me that is important. Yeah.
Okay, so for me, myself, I am actually 50-50, like Jason. So like what he mentions,
You know, he didn't put
He
his
never
channel.
put.
Not
Yeah.
even 50-50.
I'm
I'm 50-50
no go.
lah.
Okay,
I'm
yours is
50-50 because I am concerned about the supply. Other than that, everything else ticks the checklist for me.
Yeah.
Location is great. If the entry price is what Chantal mentioned, I think it's a good price to
Yeah.
enter for this area and
Okay.
in this current market. So 50-50 for me.
Okay.
Okay.
On behalf of Avenue 88, thank you for watching this podcast. If you have a project in mind you'd like us to review, do drop us a message or DM us below. Till next time, we'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.